Do you know why you feel fragile? Why a single email can ruin your morning? Why a rude comment can stay in your head for days, festering like a wound that refuses to heal? Why the uncertainty of the future makes your hands shake and your breath short? It is not because you are weak. Let me be very clear about this. It is not a defect in your character. It is because you are walking into the battlefield of life naked. You are walking into a war zone without your armor. Think about how you start your day. You wake up, and before your feet even touch the floor, before you have taken a single conscious breath, you are already bleeding. You reach for your phone, that little black mirror that serves as a portal to chaos. You check the news and invite the world's tragedy into your bed. You check your messages and invite other people's demands into your mind. You think about your to-do list. Anxiety spikes. You remember a mistake from yesterday. Regret sets in. You have surrendered your sovereignty. You have given away your power before you have even brushed your teeth. Most of you are waiting. You are waiting for the world to become quiet so that you can finally find peace. You are waiting for the economy to stabilize, for your boss to be kind, for your family to be calm. You are waiting for the storm to pass. But I am here to tell you the harsh truth. The storm will not pass. The world will always be loud. The demands will always be high. Chaos is the nature of existence. If you wait for the outside world to be calm before you allow yourself to be peaceful, you will wait forever. You will die waiting. To become unshakable does not mean that the ground never moves. It does not mean that you become a statue, indifferent to life. It means that your roots go deeper than the tremors. It means that when the wind blows, and it will blow hard, you do not break. You simply sway. You absorb the force, and then you return to center. Today, I am not going to give you a philosophy to think about. You have enough theories. I am going to give you a protocol to do. It is a 15-minute routine. Just 15 minutes. But do not let the short time fool you. These 15 minutes are the difference between being a dead leaf blown helplessly by the wind and being the mountain that breaks the wind. We are going to divide this quarter of an hour into 3 distinct stages: the body, the breath, and the mind. 5 minutes for each. This is not a chore on your to-do list. This is the ritual where you put on your armor. This is how you seal the cracks in your vessel before you set sail on the rough ocean. Let us begin with the foundation. Minutes 0 to 5. The rooting. Most human beings live their entire lives trapped in a very small, very crowded room. That room is located right here, behind the eyes, between the ears. It is the room of the thinking mind. It is a noisy place. It is filled with the echoes of the past and the frightening projections of the future. When you wake up, your consciousness immediately jumps into this room. You start planning, worrying, analyzing, debating with yourself. You are a ghost floating in a cloud of thoughts. You are disconnected from physical reality. And because thoughts are unstable, shifting like smoke, you become unstable. You cannot build a fortress on a foundation of smoke. To be unshakable, you must first descend. You must come down from the high tower of your head and inhabit the fortress of your body. The first 5 minutes of your day should not be spent checking the stock market or your social media. They should be spent checking in with your own biology. I want you to lie flat on your back or sit on the edge of your bed with your feet flat on the floor. Close your eyes and do not think about your body. Thinking is the disease we are trying to cure. I want you to feel your body. Start at your feet. Direct your entire awareness to the soles of your feet. Can you feel the skin touching the sheets or the cold floor? Can you feel the microscopic vibrations in your toes? Move your attention up to your shins, your knees, your thighs. Is there tension there? Is there heat? Is there cold? Do not judge it. Do not try to fix it or relax it. Just feel it. Witness it. This practice is called body scanning. but the Shaolin masters have always known it as returning home. Now you might think this is just relaxation. You might think this is passive. It is not. It is hard neuroscience. It is a deliberate manipulation of your brain's control center. In the early 2000s, the renowned neuroanatomist Dr. A.D. Bud Craig mapped a specific part of the brain called the Insular Cortex, or the insula. This is the control center for what scientists call interoception, the ability to sense the internal state of your body. Dr. Craig discovered something profound, a mechanism that is the key to your control. He found that the insula and the amygdala, your primitive fear center, operate on a seesaw. They have a reciprocal relationship. When you are lost in anxious thoughts, obsessing over what might go wrong, your amygdala is firing like an alarm bell, and your connection to your body, your insula, is weak. You are literally out of touch with yourself. You are a floating head. But the moment, the exact millisecond, you forcefully direct your attention to a physical sensation, like the weight of your hip on the mattress or the tingling in your hand, you activate the insular cortex. And because the brain has limited energy, as the insula lights up, the amygdala must dim down. You cannot be fully present in your body and fully lost in your anxiety at the same time. It is biologically impossible. By spending these first 5 minutes aggressively feeling your physical form, you are manually flipping the switch from panic to presence. You are hijacking the hijacker. You are telling your nervous system, I am here, I am solid, I am real, I am not a thought. So, for 5 minutes, you scan. You feel the heavy gravity pulling your spine down. You feel the texture of the air touching your face. You become dense. You become heavy. This is the anchor. Imagine a ship in a harbor. If it has no anchor, even a small ripple will push it out to sea, drifting endlessly. But if the anchor is dropped deep into the sand, the ship might rock. The waves might slap against the hull, but it stays. It holds its position. Your body is your anchor. Your thoughts are the waves. If you do not drop the anchor first thing in the morning, the first wave of stress will carry you away into the ocean of anxiety. So, you have spent 5 minutes dropping the anchor. You are out of your head. You are inside your skin. You are grounded. But being grounded is not enough if the house is dirty. We accumulate dust, stress, stale energy, yesterday's arguments, last night's nightmares. Now that we are anchored, we must sweep the floor. This brings us to the second phase of the routine, the engine of life. You are grounded. You can feel your feet. You can feel the gravity. But there is still a fog inside, isn't there? A tightness in the chest? A cloudiness behind the eyes? This brings us to minutes 5 to 10, the cleansing. You see, when you sleep, or when you carry the unresolved stress of yesterday, your system accumulates waste. Not just physical waste, but chemical waste. Carbon dioxide builds up in your blood. Stress hormones like cortisol linger in your tissues. This is why you often wake up feeling stale or anxious before the day has even begun. You are running on dirty fuel. Most people try to clear this fog with coffee. They try to shock their system awake with stimulants. But caffeine does not remove the stress. It only hides it behind a wall of adrenaline. It is like painting over rust. The rust is still there, eating away at the metal. To become unshakable, you do not need more stimulation. You need ventilation. You need to open the windows of your house and let the stale air out. And the tool for this is your breath. But not just any breath. Breathing is the only function in your body that is both automatic and voluntary. It happens when you sleep, but you can also control it when you wake. It is the bridge. It is the only handle you have to grab your autonomic nervous system and steer it manually. For the next 5 minutes of your routine, you are going to use a very specific breathing pattern. The masters have used it for centuries during hard physical training to recover their heart rate instantly. Today, modern science calls it the physiological sigh. It is very simple, but its effect is profound. You take 2 inhales through the nose. The first one is long and deep. Fill the belly, fill the chest. Then, without exhaling, you take a second, short, sharp inhale. A little sip of air on top to fully, maximally inflate the lungs. Then, you exhale slowly and fully through the mouth, making a soft sound, like you are sighing out a long day of hard work. Inhale deep. Sip again. Long, slow exhale. Why does this work so quickly? Why is it more effective than meditation for immediate stress relief? It is not magic, it is mechanics. We have to look at the anatomy of your lungs. Inside your lungs, there are millions of tiny sacs called alveoli. Think of them like tiny balloons. This is where the magic happens, where oxygen enters your blood and carbon dioxide leaves it. When you are stressed, or when you have been breathing shallowly while sleeping, which is common, often called email apnea during the day, these tiny balloons collapse. They deflate like a damp balloon. When they are collapsed, you cannot get enough oxygen in, and more importantly, you cannot get the carbon dioxide, the stress gas, out. It gets trapped in your bloodstream. This is why you feel agitated. Your brain detects the high carbon dioxide levels and sounds the alarm. We are suffocating. This creates a background hum of anxiety that no amount of positive thinking can cure. The work of neuroscientists like Dr. Andrew Huberman at Stanford University has shown that the physiological sigh is the fastest way known to man to reset this system in real time. The first inhale fills the lungs. The second, sharp inhale acts like a pneumatic wedge. It pops those collapsed alveoli open. It forces them to expand. Then, the long extended exhale dumps all that accumulated carbon dioxide out of your body. It is a mechanical reset button for stress. It is a physical purge of anxiety. So, for 5 minutes, you do not think, you do not plan, you just pump the system, inhale, sip, let go. With every exhale, I want you to visualize the anxiety leaving your body as a dark smoke. You are physically offloading the chemistry of fear. You are changing the composition of your blood. If you do this for just 5 minutes, you will feel a shift. It is undeniable. It is visceral. Your heart rate will slow down. Your vision will become panoramic. The tightness in your chest will loosen. The noise in your head will quiet down. You are moving your biology from a state of defense to a state of readiness. Now, look at where you are. Your body is anchored. Your blood is clean. The fog has lifted. You are no longer a frantic animal reacting to noise. You are a clear vessel, but a clear vessel is useless if it has no direction. A ship that is safe in the harbor, with a clean deck and a strong hull, but has no compass, will never reach its destination. It will just float. Now that we are calm, we must become sharp. We must tell this newfound energy exactly where to go. This brings us to the final stage. You are standing in the control room of your own life. Minutes 10 to 15, the direction. Most people start their mental day by looking at their phone. Immediately, they are flooded with other people's priorities. They see an angry email, a tragic news headline, a friend's perfect vacation photos. Immediately, their mind starts drifting. They surrender the captain's wheel before they have even set a course. For these last 5 minutes, you do not look out. You look forward. You do not ask, "What do I have to do today?" That is a to-do list. That is for clerks. You ask a master's question. Who do I intend to be today? You must choose a single intention. Just one. One word or phrase that will be the theme of your day. It could be patience. It could be focus. It could be kindness. It could be unshakable. You hold this word in your mind. You visualize yourself walking through your day, through the traffic, through the difficult meetings, through the conflicts at home, embodying this specific quality. See yourself staying calm when someone yells. See yourself staying focused when the phone rings. Why is this single focus so critical? Why not just try your best? Because of a powerful mechanism at the base of your brain called the Reticular Activating System, or the RAS. Your brain is bombarded by millions of bits of data every second. Sounds, colors, sensations, smells. If you perceived it all, your brain would short-circuit. You would go insane. The RAS is the bouncer at the door of your consciousness. It filters out 99% of the noise and only lets in what it thinks is important. And how does it know what is important? You tell it. Think about when you buy a new car, let's say a red car. Suddenly, you see red cars everywhere. Did everyone buy a red car yesterday? No, they were always there. But before, your RAS ignored them. Now you have programmed the filter to find them. This works for your reality too. If you wake up worrying about problems, you tell the RAS, problems are important. Again, all day long, your brain will scan the environment and highlight every annoyance, every rude person, every obstacle. You will walk through a world of suffering because that is what you programmed the filter to find. But if you spend these 5 minutes focusing intensely on gratitude or opportunity, you reprogram the RAS. You hack the filter. Suddenly, you walk through the same world, but your brain highlights the smile of a stranger, the warmth of the sun, the solution hidden inside the problem. You are not just thinking positive. You are physically altering the search parameters of your neural network. You are telling your brain what reality to show you. So for 5 minutes, you calibrate the RAS. You lock onto your intention like a laser. You see the day not as it is, but as you choose to engage with it. And then, the timer goes off. The 15 minutes are up. This brings us to the most important moment of all, the 16th minute. The routine is over, but the practice has just begun. You stand up, you open the door, and life hits you. The dog barks, the kids are screaming, the coffee spills, the traffic is jammed. The amateur thinks, my peace is ruined, the meditation didn't work. The master thinks, my training has started. Being unshakable is not about feeling good while you are lying on your bed. Anyone can be peaceful in a warm, quiet room. That is easy. Being unshakable is about carrying that heavy anchor, that clean breath, and that laser focus into the chaos. When the first wave of stress hits you at 9 a.m., you do not react. You remember the sensation of the morning. You trigger the anchor. You feel your feet on the ground. You take one physiological sigh. You recall your word. Patience. And in that split second, you win. This is the law of Hebb, a fundamental principle of neuroplasticity. Neurons that fire together, wire together. Every time you successfully transfer a state of calm from your morning routine into a moment of stress, you are building a physical bridge in your brain. You are wiring the peace circuit to the stress trigger. At first, it is a dirt path. You have to work hard to find it in the heat of the moment. But if you do this routine every day, and if you apply it when life gets hard, that dirt path becomes a paved road. Then it becomes a highway. Eventually, being unshakable is not something you do. It becomes who you are. It moves from a state to a trait. So, here is my challenge to you. Do not just watch this video and nod your head. Information without application is poison. It gives you the illusion of progress while you remain stuck. I want you to test this. Give me 15 minutes tomorrow morning, before the phone, before the coffee, before the world demands a piece of you. Give me 5 minutes to root your body. Give me 5 minutes to cleanse your breath. Give me 5 minutes to direct your mind. Put on your armor. And then, step into the arena of your life not as a victim of circumstance, but as a warrior of peace. The world will try to shake you. Let it try. You have the roots. You have the breath. You have the code. Be the mountain.